Before joining ERA, I spent over 20 years in the City of London working in investment banking, equities trading, coming across a lot of different sort of clients. So there's a bit of client relationship in there, but also had a 3-year break from the city where I ran a completely unrelated security business, which I later sold. I wanted to work for myself again. I mean, my particular trade in the city was a dying art. It had all gone very computer generated, and I had the experience of working, having my own company before. And it's inevitable that sometimes you make mistakes and it can be quite a lonely place. So franchising really was an ideal fit for me because I was able to lean on franchisor support and franchisee to an extent as well. Well, I picked ERA for several reasons. I think the primary thing was that first it was financial. It took a lot of boxes for me. It was financial, it was a little bit within my area of expertise as well. It was very white collar, it was dealing with a lot of similar type people that I'd been dealing with before, finance directors, main board people. In terms of ERA position in the marketplace, for me it had a lot of sort of breadth of experience and depth of knowledge within the network that perhaps some of the other franchises in our space didn't have. Well, I felt that some of the other franchises, and I did speak to a few, some of them were really sort of niche, really quite narrow, so they would look at sort of certain number of categories, be quite defined by those, whereas with ERA I felt the opportunities were a lot wider. There was a huge amount of experience and knowledge within the network. I felt it was deep, and that the offering to clients was going to be more attractive. Oh, achievements. Well, I think purely from a numbers point of view, I would say that I signed an organisation that has £3 billion of revenue per annum, which felt quite good. That was a nice win because it's entirely different signing an organisation of that size to a small company. So that was good. But I think also really it's building up of relationships within the network. I think I've got a really strong bond with a lot of people in the network, and that's something to be proud of. Well, I think it's really varied, and I would say that it's really bound only by the limit of the individual. If someone wants to put all the hours under the sun into the business, then it's almost limitless. It's 1, 2, 300. It's whatever number you want to put on it, and which is really sort of the time you put in. Like anything in life, you're probably gonna get out what you put in. Also, if you've got some ability, then really it really is down to you how hard you want to work. If you want to go down to the other end and you're happy with a certain level of income, then it's entirely down to you as well. But the earnings potential of someone that really wants to put the heart and soul into it is actually really quite high. It's no secret in the first year or 18 months, it takes a while to build the business. It's not immediately cash generative, but people come into that with their eyes wide open. And once your stable business is on a stable footing, it's a bit trite, but the sky's the limit. We see the figures. Some of our colleagues are earning 300, 400, 500,000. Not everyone is, but that's often a matter of choice with a work balance, lifestyle balance. I think it is really the mix of the lifestyle mix of family and work. I mean, everybody needs money to live on, but I've been on the other side of the coin where I was working long hours in the city, getting up at 4:30, 5 in the morning every morning, earning good money. But the flip side of that was that I was tired every night, weekends, and that impacts on the quality of your life elsewhere. Whereas I haven't had to tolerate that with ERA. It's down to me the hours I'm working while still earning a good income, and that, to me, that's success. It's enormous flexibility really working with the ERA. My wife works as well, so we're both self-employed. We're fortunate to be able to take holidays as and when we want them, and as business allows. I've got two young boys, and I didn't see them much when I was working in the city. Now I often take them to school. I'm there a lot when they come home at night, so I've got a really much closer relationship with my boys perhaps than I would have done holiday, family, lifestyle. We have a day off here and there where applicable. It's really been good for me. Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. Like anything, there's been ups and downs. Particularly in the first year or two, you have to really sort of work at your business and build it. But whether that's franchising or a standalone business on your own, that's part of the course. You have to do that. But even then, there are enjoyable times. But then, when your business is really stable and you've built your networks, internal and external, yeah, it's a really good people business.